Let me ask you something. Do you ever catch yourself saying something like, it's just easier if I do it myself? Or maybe you're the strong one, the reliable one, the one who always seems to figure it out, always seems to make it happen, always seems to go above and beyond. And so you've carried the weight of that in business, in your life, everywhere. It looks like independence, but it's actually hyper independence. And hyper independence is a trauma response. And it's costing you time, it's costing you money, and it's costing you growth. Hey, beautiful human, it's me, Rebecca Wiener McGregor, and welcome to another episode of Effective Immediately, the show where we talk healthy emotions, mindset, leadership, and the subconscious shifts that help you have everything you want in life effective immediately. All right. So today's topic hits home for so many women that I work with, and especially those of you building businesses, leading movements, and carrying the weight of everything. It just feels like there's a lot of heaviness because you're the one who can handle it, right? So you just keep piling more stuff on, right? It's one of the sneakiest patterns that I see high-achieving women deal with today. And we're going to unpack what it really is, why it's holding you back, and how to shift into a new way of leading with trust, clarity, and support. Okay, so the first thing is, let's just acknowledge that hyper independence often starts with a subconscious belief, like I can't trust that people will show up for me, or if I rely on anyone, I'll be disappointed. If I ask for help, I'll seem weak. I felt many of these myself. And these beliefs don't come out of nowhere, right? We know that all of our beliefs are built on patterns that were set in place before we were 3 years old, most of them before we were 8 years old. After that, they came from childhood conditioning, leadership burnout, and trauma where trust was broken by a caregiver, a boss, a business partner, maybe even life itself. Okay, so we learn to overfunction, we learn to overachieve because we prove our worth, not just what we carry, but what we prove our worth through what we carry, not just what we receive. And often we're proving our worth by our production, what we can do, right? So this can show up as refusing to hire even when you're overwhelmed. It can be not investing in support when you have this idea that you should have had it figured it out. You should have figured it out by now, or doing it all and wondering why you feel stuck and resentful, like this quiet irritation, frustration, where your jaw gets tight, your head gets full, and you're wondering why people don't understand what to do for you, why they're not helping, why they can just live their lives and be happy and seem so content, and you have all this stuff that you're carrying. Ever felt that way? Yeah. I had a client once, we'll call her Maya. She was stuck at $90K a year for 3 years. She was amazing, a coach, a mentor, deeply intuitive, but she was doing everything herself. The tech, invoicing, coaching, social media, you name it, she was doing all of it, right? And she thought she couldn't afford help. But what she couldn't afford was the energy leak of doing it all by herself. Once we cleared the root of, I have to do this all by myself, and if I don't do it myself, it won't get done correctly, she hired support, and within 3 months, she crossed that 100K mark and never looked back. Hyper-independence may seem like a strength, but it's not. It's survival mode. Be super loving with yourself with this, right? Super loving with yourself. This is all data. We're just collecting data here. It's time to move beyond. It's time to evolve beyond hyper-independence. We're actually hardwired to connect with others and to have them help us and to work in community. especially women. So let's talk about this invisible price tag that comes with trying to do it all alone. The big one right at the top of the list, of course, is burnout. If you're constantly in overdrive, physically, mentally, emotionally, even your nervous system is on edge, just waiting for the next fire to put out. You may feel wired, but tired. Your mind may be cranking, but your body may be exhausted. You may feel overstimulated. You may feel like you never really rest. I heard someone say that they go on vacation and it takes them a week to like wind down on vacation so they can actually have a vacation. And by the time they get calmed down enough, the vacation's over. Or like maybe the joy that you once had with your business when you were building it is now replaced with pressure. And that can shift, okay? Another thing is missed growth. This is a huge one. This is a hard truth, especially if you are trying to scale. You cannot scale and do it all. There simply isn't enough time. And as a thought leader, a coach, a mentor, a healer, you actually need time just to be, to think, to create in your head. The CEO's job is to consider possibility, is to be creative, is to look for solutions. So imagine you're trying to do all of that, taking care of a full roster of clients, taking care of every little bit of editing that you have to do on your videos, writing everything, preparing everything, handling scheduling, doing all of it yourself. There's no space for that expansion that can come with that CEO time, with that creative, juicy thinking time. And maybe you just try to squeeze it in, but then every part of the schedule feels like there's pressure, right? There's rushing from one thing to the next, and it gets you in that chasing vibe, which we don't want that because the things that we go after with a chasing energy run from us, right? So if you plateau at 100K or less, it's not because you're not talented, but because you literally don't have the bandwidth to expand. Just take that in for a moment. The mental load is too high if you are doing everything yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go out and hire a big team, but allowing support in different areas of your life can help alleviate this burden, alleviate the heaviness. Delegating systems and creating systems for yourself, delegating, creating systems, and having mentorship, they are not luxuries. They are required for your next level. And you don't have to beat yourself up about not having them. You just get to move forward from here. You get to decide what happens from here, okay? Now, the other thing that comes along with this hyper-independence is disconnection. It isolates you. You may feel lonely in your leadership. You may even notice that you feel lonely and disconnected in your relationships, in your partnership, your friendships. You may second guess your decisions, and you may not trust anyone to really get it. And if you've ever cried behind your laptop while smiling on Zoom, you know this all too well, right? Hyper-independence keeps you safe. That's what the subconscious wants, right? It's fueling that. It keeps you safe, but it keeps you small. It's not your fault, but it doesn't have to be your future either, which is so exciting. So how do we make this shift? Let's talk about releasing the subconscious belief, right? As I mentioned earlier, it starts at the root. The belief is that I'm not safe unless I control it all. It won't be done to my specifications. It won't be done the way that I like it. And if it's not done that way, then it's not done right. And nobody will receive it the way that I want to. You can see there's a big spiral in there that all comes down to it has to be done my way because I'm not safe unless I control it. Inside my work, especially in Limitless Leader, we go into the subconscious mind to gently dissolve this pattern. And because you're your body and your brain then feel safe to receive, everything opens up. Opportunities open up. New ideas open up. Just space in your thinking, space between your thoughts, space between your ideas. All of that can open up for you. And we anchor in new beliefs. I am supported. It is safe. It's safe to be seen in my needs. It's safe for me to need things. It's safe for me to have support. It's safe for me to have mentorship. It's safe for me to have a team. It's safe for me to not be doing everything. And this is a really big one. Asking for help expands me. Yeah. Another client, we'll call her Rachel. She came in overwhelmed and stuck at about $110,000 a year. She resisted hiring a VA or any support for 2 years. And when we cleared the belief that being supported made her less credible, and within a few weeks, she built a beautiful support team. She had a few assistants doing things for her, very specialized. She launched a new offer and started bringing in new aligned clients with ease. It's like we have to release the bottleneck, right? All the stuff that's been built up, all the things that needed to get done, all the space that you get to allow in your mind when you're not managing every single thing. So much can flow in. She cried on our final call, not from pain, but because she finally felt free and her body wasn't bracing anymore. She didn't have the tightness on her chest. She didn't have the pressure on her head. She wasn't carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders anymore. So imagine yourself feeling supported instead of scattered, leading with clarity instead of control, right? And scaling with overflow instead of exhaustion. No more exhaustion, no more burnout. That old paradigm of the burnt out healer, the broke healer, the exhausted healer, the martyr, that is done. We are breaking that paradigm up into tiny little pieces that can never be put back together again. Because limitless leadership isn't about doing it all. It's about letting yourself be held. Okay? So if you have been wearing hyper independence like a badge of honor, let this be the moment that you give yourself permission to lay that down. Yeah. Your strength isn't in your ability to carry it all. It's in your willingness to trust, to receive, and to rise supported. Every queen has her court. You're allowed to have support. And it doesn't make you less than to have it. All right, this is the work that we do inside Limitless Leader, and this is my high-level subconscious leadership program for coaches, healers, and practitioners, and for visionaries who are ready to stop trying to do everything by themselves. They're ready to scale beyond 100K a year and do it with clarity, ease, and overflow, and tons of energy. And I have 3 spots open for this program right now. So wherever you see this, you can DM me Limitless, and I'll send you all the details, okay? All right, so for this moment, because your next level does not come from grit, it comes from trust. It all begins with you, how you trust yourself and what you trust happening for you in your life. So put your hand on your heart. Just be in this present moment. Think about where you are and where you want to be. Start seeing, paying attention to the ways that you have let your subconscious mind, and I don't mean consciously let, right? We're not consciously letting this happen, but the ways that the subconscious mind has stopped you from having everything that you want. This is not about judging it. This is a constant growth pattern, actually, to be aware of your actions, be aware of what's happening in your mind so that you can make those changes for yourself quickly and swiftly. So notice over this next week where you have felt that feeling of, it's got to be me, and I've got to make this work. I've got to do this myself. Just notice it. And then in that moment, breathe and see if you can delegate. See if you can create a system for yourself. Or even just release the feeling behind it in that moment that says you have to do it all on your own. See what happens. Reach out to me if you're ready for Limitless Leader. We want to talk about it. Take really good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.